Over here, I try to show the chronology of the development of Derry through these maps and photographs. How we can look at 1832 and see there was almost nobody living on Broadway. The red spot is us. And then the railroad came through. It still did not grow. By the 1870s, it was a very small part. There was 3 villages in town. East Derry, or the upper village, Derry Village, or the lower village, and West Derry. West Derry was the smallest. Then came in Colonel Pillsbury, the son of the man who came from Sutton, New Hampshire. And he started a shoe factory here. And then suddenly, within 10 years, this grew huge. And within 10 more years, and by 1905, we had the largest wooden factory in the world, making shoes here in Derry. So this kind of shows how quickly Derry grew. We went from an agricultural-based community in the 1870s. By the 1880s, we were industrial-based. Now, if you were living in Derry around World War I, chances are you would have worked in a shoe factory. Derry had a population, let's say in 1929, of 5,000 people. 3,000 working in the shoe factories. And those who weren't working in the shoe factories were probably working in the stores or the other businesses that were the service aspect, who were taking care of those people who did work in the shoe factory. So when the Great Depression hit, almost all of our shoe factories closed by 1935. There was just one left, and it was threatening to close. So Derry had an unemployment rate of over 30%. We were hit worse than any other town in the state because we relied on just one industry. By the 1890s, we were producing annually over 2 million pair of shoes per year. And that number just doubled, tripled, and quadrupled in a very quick time. So shoes were our thing. And we specialized in town. We specialized in women and children's shoes. Just about our shoemakers, the last of our shoemakers retired in 2007. That was Barry the Continental Cobbler. And so I was able to get a lot of his shoemaking equipment for the museum. Like the Woodbury shoe, burnt in 1915. Yeah. It was immediately rebuilt because we needed it, and then it burnt in 1960. That was the last of our big shoe factories. Yeah. You know, the modern ones, well, they were a lot smaller, and over on the Manchester Road. Yeah. And you know where Fire Eye is now. The one across from the Catholic Church, they just tore down a couple of years ago. And the other one, which was the Nutfield Brewery.
Yeah, the second round of the shoe industry wasn't anywhere near as successful.
No. By that time, there was too much competition from the southern states.
Right.
And by the end, 1989, there was too much competition from Taiwan.